Yeah, I'm in PA. I'm from Jersey. But I'm visiting my girlfriend for the weekend. So
Nice.
in the middle of nowhere, out in literally
Yeah.
Amish County. So
Gotcha. Cool.
how you been?
Good, good. Yeah, things are going great. Living the dream.
It's getting cold out here. Waking up and it's like 35 out. So
It's like 90 over here.
all right. So this. All right. So yeah. So we launched this Monday night, and I remember watching your other video where you said if it goes over the $10, because the other video that I watched, the other account had $10 for their each ad set too, and you said if it goes over that, just shut it off. So a few of them went over, um, so I shut some of those off. I
Okay.
thought personally, I thought these would do better.
Let's
Like
see.
I go into a lot of these accounts thinking like, okay, like not high expectations. It's just like I know it's a process, takes time, but like I thought these would have way more shares, way more engagement, way more purchases. Um, it just doesn't seem to be going as well as I thought.
Well, it's been a few days,
Hmm.
so you got to give it time. So it does take time. Each week, if you're optimizing and everything, you're going to see your return on advancement go up. I mean, just naturally. It's never perfect on the first run, and it has to go through the testing cycle. You got to get purchases, you got to get data, then you do lookalikes, and then you're not competing with everybody in the interest group testing because you're going off of lookalikes.
Hmm.
You have to build up that data on the site. You have to find out the conversion rates. I mean, right now, like if we look at the ads, let's see, we go to the ad level, see who got all the purchases out of these four. It's looking like this image here is the one getting the purchases, but it's still early right now, just
Hmm.
because. Uh, but ideally, as we get closer into October, you'll probably see like these things drop
Okay.
in costs as well. But yeah, I mean, there's a good start because you're actually getting purchases, so at least you know it's converting.
Right.
The main thing is, let's look at this one over here. It's just the, oh, okay, I got you. Okay, so you launched this one as well.
Yeah, there was a few
Perfect.
ad sets that just were like up to like $15. So I shut those off, and then I turned on pumpkin spice. That right away got a sale. Blueberry got a sale. So I was sticking with
Okay,
those, and I didn't turn on the rest of them. I was just doing those two. And
okay,
morning wood's cost per click is actually the lowest. It's like 79 cents or something.
nice. Yeah, okay, cool. So, I mean, like essentially what I'd do here is, I would raise this budget. I go up 15 on that one. All right, let's go back over here. You still have this one active because any reason here?
The gift one. No, maybe the cost per click was good, but again, it doesn't matter if we're spent $17 and there's nothing. You should probably shut it off.
Yeah. Gift shop looks like it could have had some work. I would say, well, out of 3 link clicks. Oh, wait, no, hold on. Gift shop had, yeah, it did have 3 link clicks, but look, check this out. For whatever reason, there was 6 add to cart. So somebody probably added a couple more things to cart
Okay.
than your average person. You know, honestly, I might even say, oh, wow, that person added a lot to cart. Yeah, you could probably run that one, leave it running a little bit longer. But these right here, so you're already down to 3, which is super quick.
I also noticed with a
Bump
lot
this
of
one up
these,
and spin.
people are ordering more than one thing usually when they're purchasing. A lot of these orders are three items and up. So at that point, you're already up
Great.
to $60.
Yeah, great. Okay, so essentially what we need to do is I say we go to uh, the pumpkin spice and
Hmm.
we grab this one here. We press Command C to copy it. Since it got a purchase, and remember how I said like you don't want the ads running in separate ones.
Right.
So we should just go ahead and add it to the candle
Okay.
audience and put it in here because we know I got a purchase.
Hmm.
So like, let's add it and like run this one against the other one and see how it does.
Okay.
And then essentially you just put that in there, publish it, and now you have the pumpkin latte going up against those as well. And you still need some time to let these flush out. I'd say we got to increase spend faster. I mean, like, what is the budget on this again?
2,500 for the month.
Okay. Gotcha. So
his whole plan is for next month to just wholesale it to me, and I put up the ad spend and get 40% of the sales for the month, which I don't think
okay.
is a bad idea.
Yeah, sure. I mean, certainly if you could work out the math with this here before that happens, yeah,
Right.
definitely, because you can guarantee yourself
So I think these
some
price product
numbers.
is just good, you know. It's and some of these ad sets now are getting a lot of shares, comments, just all of the emojis people are liking is all the laughing one, you know. And I
Right.
don't think this isn't a difficult brand to explain to people. It's I think I don't know, you know more than me, but I think a lot of these products are it's hard to explain right away in like a quick picture or video. But this is like it just captures your attention right away. Plus the copy I think is pretty funny, you know. Wake up with morning wood. I mean, I laugh on, and I was the one who wrote them, you know.
Yeah, they're going to do great. Cool. So next step is to, I'd say take all of these actually to, yeah, I would actually honestly just go to 20 on all these right now.
Okay.
Because yesterday alone, you got like all of those purchases.
Yeah.
So that pretty much tells me if that's going to happen, then I mean, let's just go ahead and increase the spend and allow the purchases to flow through rather than like letting it like trickle.
Okay.
The budget is set right here. Why is that not? So we can do the drop down and we can just do budget here.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we'll do is we'll just select the actual box and change it to 20. So
Quick
it
little.
automatically does it. Yeah, exactly. So that now should be getting purchases. So you should be getting purchases on this one today as well. Those are the edits there. On this side, I'd honestly duplicate pumpkin spice, duplicate it, original campaign, that's fine. And add in some more interest here. So like what's another one you would want to do?
The pumpkin spice latte. I think that's a good one.
For sure.
Um.
So you just copy that, paste it at top.
Okay.
So if you want to go ahead and duplicate and make another one, just repeat that process.
Okay. And then just keep doing one interest for each.
Yeah, and also there's another observation I noticed that I'd want to call out. So with the ads, first off, let's publish this real quick so we don't forget. When we look at the ads and we rank them by the top, the ones that got all the purchases is a small data set, but I mean, if we just look at it, this is the wax. So the wax is the one that's getting it. And then these two images here.
He said he sells way more wax than candles.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Which is I thought would be the opposite, but
Well, that's good news because then you could end up
can you
targeting
transfer?
audiences.
I have a question. Can you transfer over Amazon data to Facebook?
No,
No.
no, it's closed off. The only data you're going to get over there is age and demographics at best.
Okay. And is there
Yeah,
anything you
you're
can
not,
pull
no,
from
they
his
don't, no, there's nothing you can get from it. They don't give out any information. It's
Is there anything we
completely
could pull
closed
from
circuit.
his Shopify page or no?
What is that?
Is there anything we could pull from his Shopify page that would help us or no? Because he has $2,000 a month in sales. It's not like it's nothing.
Here's what we could check. You would check your pixel here to see if there's even anything that is available to create as a lookalike audience. And if so, then we could start there. So you could do an add to cart lookalike. I wouldn't, yeah, you could do add to cart lookalike, if you content, those are the two I'd do. I wouldn't do anything else here. There's not enough data. You need 100 plus on these just for it to make sense. And then page views, I mean, that's really not going to be any relevant information here. Make sense?
Yep.
So to do that, we'd go back to your ads manager.
How much do you charge for hands-on for clients, like your agency?
$2,750 per month plus 15% of ad spend.
Okay. Are a lot of your clients for the agency or through your coaching?
Pretty much both. I mean, it's a good healthy mix. Lots of people join the program if they want to manage the Facebook ads and learn it. Lots of people in the program will transition into the agency once they got a good amount of results.
So many
A lot
moving.
of our big businesses that already have agencies are switching agencies and coming to us. Then there's, the Fortune 100 companies where they only operate with multiple agencies. So that's where we manage them over there.
There's just so many moving parts, which I think is like what worries me about doing it on my own. Like there's so many different little things that you're doing here that I would never have even thought of.
Yeah, there is a lot. Yeah, and that's why it's nice to have a process broken down so you can go step by step and then understand the formatting of what to look for. So what you want to do now is like creating a lookalike audience. So we just go to this audience here, the candle one that we had, and that's the one we put the pumpkin latte in. And we just duplicate this and do new campaign, just non-CEO, and then we'll just do lookalikes.
Okay.
Duplicate. And we'll go after lookalikes. Lookalikes are nice because everybody can target an interest. Not everybody can target a lookalike. And the people who can target lookalikes, great, but they're not going to have the same exact audience as you because it's a lookalike of your audience, right? So like there's less auction competition. There's less worry of other people trying to get into your audience, which actually gives you a better bid cost. And it's more accurate because it's actually dynamic and always updating and changing based off, the actual data in your site, which is why it's imperative to send high quality stuff to your site. Because if you send a bunch of junk to the site and you have amazing click-through rates, but nobody's purchasing, well, you're sending bad traffic and it's going to end up being a negative feedback loop and totally destroy all your lookalikes. So you only want to send good traffic to the site, which is why you're cutting stuff so early, why you're cutting things so early on. Not because they're bad or not because you don't want to wait on them to find out if they're going to get purchases, but because you have a high standard and wanting to make sure that you're only getting the best quality traffic to the site to control it from the beginning to eventually allow it to run on its own.
Right.
So we'll remove this. We'll also deselect targeting expansion because we don't want that on the lookalikes for now. And then we're just going to hit create new. We'll create custom audience. We looked at your events manager. The two that we want to do are the view content and the add to cart. So we can start with the view content. We can do the 30 days because I had plenty within the 30 days. I just name it exactly what it is. There's no sense in naming it, something advanced whenever you can just name it what it actually is called so you can remember and know instantly. And anytime a Facebook rep pops in here, they're going to know instantly. Some people type in like numbers or letters and abbreviations, and it's just like, you have to think about it. Why waste the mind space? Create the audience. You'll then create a lookalike. You'll do the 1% because you want the 1% of the US, which is most accurately reflecting of the audience, 1% of the most likely people. You'll go up from 1% the moment it's getting a lot of sales. There's no sense in doing a bigger percentage until you're getting sales. A lot of it, like 10, 15, 20, 25, 50 within a week. Then it makes sense to go to a bigger one. We'll exclude on our lookalikes the purchases because we there's no sense in having people get stuck into this audience when we're wanting to go after cold, totally new, cold traffic, because we don't want people who've already purchased. We can have a retargeting for people who've already purchased if we want to. We do 180 days so that we ensure we exclude the people who've been in here and purchased before. So now those people won't show up in this audience. Once we exclude them, we have to put them here, purchase. There it is. Exclude people who are in purchases. We don't want those to show up again. Once they bought, they buy.
Right.
We'll scroll back up. We'll paste this here. And that'll keep our first time impression ratio up, which is good. We'll stick to US, all genders, yep, all that. We'll keep all this. The only other thing we'll change here, we can switch this to 7-day click. All right. Everything is here for the view content. The only other thing I'm going to do is double check. All right, so we know this one got a purchase. We know this one got a purchase. We know this one got a purchase. I'm going to go see if this one here ever got a purchase, because there's no sense in adding this ad in again if it hasn't really worked at all. It might not have a lot of spin, but we're not here to give shots to everybody. We gotta go with who's winning right now.
Right.
Because 2,500, I mean, like, it's a small budget, so you got to be super effective with using it. So I'll just go to add name. We'll search for this guy, the white, and we'll just deselect these. We'll refresh. For whatever reason, it's not pulling it in. Let's do that again. Oh, it must not be named the same. Maybe not. Let's double check. Okay, it's definitely named the same. All right, so what we'll do is we'll just rank it by ad name since that's not pulling in.
Okay.
There it is. See how it went to the top?
Yep.
Okay, there's no purchases on this guy. And it's spent collectively $11, no purchase, no thanks. So we'll just go back to what we were working on, which might be gone, which shouldn't be though. It says it's in draft. There it is. Sometimes you have to refresh just to get this thing to repopulate again.
Okay.
So just keep that in mind. And we'll just grab this one because you saw had no purchases. Only $11, that's nothing. Yeah, it's probably not accurate data at all. Probably could end up performing really well, but we already know others have gotten purchases. So it's like, what's the upside? What's the risk versus reward? Probably not likely, and probably not as much as what we could do with these others. So we'll just use that as our data analysis there and remove it. All right. So we'll stick with these three. If you had a larger budget, we'd certainly keep it, but we really don't have time for that.
Right.
So we have these three, and those are the three we'll go with. Then we'll duplicate again. Once more, duplicate, same audience or same campaign, and the only difference is we're creating the add to cart, which is the only other one we're going to do for the lookalikes because that's the one that has a good amount of data to some degree. 300 in this context is good for what the pixel had. 30-day. Lookalike, create audience. Make sense?
Yep. Then just gotcha. Chase, who was your mentor? Who'd you learn all this stuff from?
I've been doing this for 5 years, so it's just kind of, you kind of learn things over a long period of time. There was no dedicated person in the space 5 years ago. And that is that portion. Got it?
Got it.
Okay, so you can add more lookalikes once you have it, but these will be fine for now. And since we have 2 audiences here, 2 is not much. And so like when you have this many audiences, it makes sense to have the ad set level budget here because you can like tweak, change, update it, and you can actually move a little bit faster than the algorithm could because the algorithm's deciphering between all of these ad sets plus all of the ad variations in between, which is a lot of work to do for a small budget. So a human mind can execute this much faster. But when you only have two, it's very easy for the Facebook algorithm to say, okay, I could pretty much figure out which audience is better and push the spin there for you. So what we're actually going to do, since we're only going to stick with two, is just switch this to a CBO. And we'll just set the budget to 20 because if we're doing 10 per ad set, if we've been following that pattern previously for this ad account, then we'll just do 20 because it's 10 times 2, essentially. Then we'll just rename it to CBO lookalikes. And now that'll allow the algorithm to choose which one's best for you. So you don't have to move the budget.
Okay, gotcha.
Review and publish, and that's done.
So I don't have anything else to do with that then? It's all published?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay. Then I got a picture. The Bada Bean coffee guy wants to launch ads tonight, so I guess we can start setting that up, right?
Yeah, if you want to use the rest of the time for that.
Yeah.
This account needs a retargeting here pretty soon too, though. So
the candle daddy?
You'll need to start putting retargetings in place and start building all that out and start putting in, ways that, because that's going to be that's really going to, where you're going to make a lot of money. Okay. That's where you're going to get your $2-3 purchases all day long.
All right. I guess we'll get this one set up then, right? So he's got one picture. It's 20% off coffee. He's got a video that was done, but we can't even use it because it has cigar smoke, so it just gets rejected.
Gotcha.
So I guess we'll just launch that one then, right?
If that's the one, yeah, for sure.
So should I duplicate anything that we have, or just everything got to be new?
Well, first, let's see what the data was again. This side did really well. $1 purchase, that's not bad at all. Especially for a boosted post, which is extremely rare.
Plus the best part of that's, like I told you, it's consumable, so you get the reorders,
Mm-hmm. That is good, and you go through coffee quick.
You ever hear of Black Rifle Coffee?
Yeah.
Probably spending, my web developer, he's ex-military, so he knows like some guys there, and he said like the amount they spend is insane.
I can imagine.
They're an $80 million a year company, so.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's big business. Looks like anything this runs gets sales. Okay. But all the ads had people in them that look more raw content like. So we'll see how this does. Yeah, so you'd start something new here. There's nothing here that we can duplicate. Okay. So if you want to go through that process, you would hit the create button, conversions, purchases, all of that. Same thing we did for the other account. What's the budget here?
He's going to do $60 a day.
Okay.
Campaign name, just Bada Bean conversions.
Yep, that's fine. And then
conversions, good.
Yep, next. And then you'll select the purchase one for the pixel. Inside pixel. Yep. You'll select the pixel. You'll choose the event purchase.
Just name it
Name it the audience afterwards. So just name it after.
all right, gotcha.
So go ahead and do they have pixel data, or do you want to start with the interest?
We've got pixel data.
Okay, open up a separate tab and go to the pixel so we can see.
Another tab.
Yes. And then just go to the business manager, go inside the events manager, go to the pixel.
Shit. You're so much quicker at this. It's under...
No worries.
Okay. All right, so where am I going? Events manager?
Yes.
It's up here, right?
Yep. It'll be at the top.
Okay.
Nice. So in this case, you could do add to cart, view content, initiate checkout. Those would be the three.
So you'd basically go back in here,
Yep.
and then you would create new audiences, right?
Yes.
And you would go through, okay, so you basically do the same thing we did for the candle guy, repeat for this. And then should I target cold traffic then or no? Or like just like the interest targeting that we did or no?
Well, if you have 60 daily,
Mm-hmm.
You could either stick to 3 audiences at 20 daily each, or you could do 6 audiences at 10 daily each, and you could have 3 lookalikes and 3 interests to test.
Gotcha. Okay. And what do you think I should? Do you think I should do the entire United States or just New Jersey?
Well, that's a good question. Kind of depends if they're only if you brought that up, I assume they do a lot of sales in New Jersey.
It's a lot of it's in New Jersey, but there's also the whole brand is Sopranos teams. You ever seen the Sopranos?
Of course.
He works with a lot of them, so like he's good friends
Nice.
with Furio and all them. So, but yeah, there's obviously a lot of Sopranos fans around the country. So I don't know if we should just focus on Jersey then, country.
Well, let's see. We click region and we'll find out. We do this drop down here. Actually, what we got to do is we got to pull open custom columns so we can get these lined up correctly. And then you just choose purchase. Click that, apply. And then we'll just do this little arrow here and we'll pull open all the places that they got purchases. We'll scroll over and we'll rank this by purchases real quick. Then we'll drop down. Click it one more time and boom. Yeah, so you tell me. Yeah, so Jersey, even though it has a 2.23 and those others have a really high ROAS, they only have 1 or 2 purchases, which is an anomaly. Doesn't mean anything. So Jersey it is.
Okay. So basically do all of them, even the lookalikes do New Jersey, or just keep that as lookalikes then? That probably should just keep the lookalikes, right?
Yeah, if you do lookalikes, you can still do Jersey. It'll just make the audience size a lot smaller.
Okay.
But then, let's see, hold on. Yeah, I mean, they haven't really spent too much in other states or regions, so you have that aspect. But I mean, like, you already pretty much know Jersey's getting a lot of sales, so you might just start there.
2 things. Is it even worth putting coffee as an interest? It's basically a lot of people drink coffee. And the second question is,